Welcome back. I'm glad you're still together with us. Please share with others. Let them come and listen to us as we learn together on having peace at workplace. And we're talking about this peace and how it is internal and how it affects what we do. But what challenges? Because I'm thinking for us sometimes not to have peace at workplace, maybe there are challenges that brings that. What did you say about that?
Yeah, there are root causes for this turmoil and unrest in the workplace.
Yes.
And one of them is conflict. Conflicts as human beings. I don't know if it's a native proverb or whatever. It says that when two axes are in the, I don't know, it's from the English or it's our own African. I don't know. When two axes or two metals are in one chondo
or bag or something,
they have to. You'll have to. They keep on hitting each other, each other. So it's the same with us human beings. Because we are not a carbon copy of each other. We are different. So we'll find in one way or another, as long as we are together, we are in this workplace every day together, conflict will arise. But this conflict, if it is not checked, if it is not resolved well, it might end up taking the peace and the tranquility that is needed in a workspace. So that is one of the causes. Yeah,
you're right, because and I love what you have talked about, if it's not well managed, because conflicts always arise, and that is, we know that. But how do you manage it? Because if you don't manage it well, definitely I start feeling that you favored Wangui. I was unfairly treated. All those things, when they come together, then I'll definitely not be at peace. And I start feeling that this place is not for me, it does not recognize me, or I'm not really where I'm supposed to be. How comes they didn't handle it the right way? So it takes away my joy.
It's true. And also when it's not resolved, you find that now it brings in something else. There's always tension. You don't know what to say. You don't know what to do. You don't know what not to do. There's that tension. Because last time we did this, and somebody threw tantrums, they turned the office upside down. We didn't know peace. So from that day, we know we don't know what to do. We don't know what. So there is always tension. People are not free to do what they're supposed to do.
And you know, this thing can move from one to another. Again, we get communication breakdown. The moment there's tension, what happens is, I also know we cannot easily communicate.
It's true.
And you know, the moment that internally you are having, you're not at rest. You're worried. You are confused. You're not sure. And you see that tension comes inside you. So communication breaks down. So you realize that everything now is not working. And you see something like communication within organization or wherever, even at home. Communication is one thing you can never ignore. All the time, whatever we do, this, you'll always find communication. It's there. It's coming, whether knowingly or not knowingly. Because whatever we do, it's driven by this communication. So then communication breakdown comes in, so we don't have peace any longer. We can't move forward.
Like you have said, it's like a chain. This one is pulling, it's connected to this one, it's connected to this one, it's connecting to this one. So you'll find if we are not communicating, finally the organization will come to a halt. Eventually, it will come to a halt. Departments are not working, people are not motivated. So we have to pursue peace.
Another thing that can actually affect or challenge peace at workplace is when you have competing interests. And especially for example, I've seen people at workplace, and it can become so restless. There is something we are eyeing, both of us. For example, even organizations have gone to a promotion, have gone to a situation whereby we have a position that is vacant. And this position, we have to pick someone internally. And there are maybe two people who have been handling a certain, it can either go to any. And that process is not handled well. it can affect peace at the organization. Someone will feel I was favored because such a position whereby it's open, maybe you open it and say, okay, can someone apply or express interest. So if both of them expresses, then definitely you have to go through the whole process. You have to maybe do internal interviews, have everything finally, so that at the end of it all is a fair process. If that process is not handled well, it affects peace. Because what will happen, me and you, we were looking for that position, we are no longer at peace because I feel you're favored.
Yes.
I was not well treated. So we no longer have nice relationships, so we are not at peace with one another. And also the people that are involved in the process, the person who feel was unfairly treated may also not now again have peace between him and them. So all those challenges. So such competing interests need to be handled very well to ensure that it does not affect the peace that existed within the organization.
It's true. And it could also be sponsored by selfishness.
Yes.
You know, as human beings, we are very selfish.
Yes.
The best has to come to me.
Yes.
And not to you.
Not to me, not to any other.
So the organization should have a way, a process that will make everybody feel at least they were considered. Yeah,
because if as you say, we are very selfish, and all the time there's someone who said that it is very hard for someone just to sit in the house and just think about other people and forget about themselves. Most cases, even as you think of getting into a certain situation, you're also thinking, where am I in this whole story?
Yes, my own personal interests.
We tend to have personal interests coming first. And that is why even this peace thing has to depend more on you.
Yes.
And when it depends more on me, then I have to be deliberate.
Yes.
And to take care of these challenges that are coming to affect the peace, I think we need to ask ourselves, because these challenges will come to attack peace. These challenges will come, and sometimes we are not even aware that they're going to lead to that direction.
Yes.
But then most of the time, it's not deliberate that we affect the peace that is between people at workplace. But how we do things, the process, you know, it's quite interesting because how we handle it affects peace. So then it calls for me, the person the Bible is asking, as far as it is possible, to ensure there is peace, I handle the processes correctly.
Sure.
Otherwise, if I don't do that, we'll continue having challenges overshadowing everything, and we'll have problems most of the time.
It's true. So it should be deliberate.
Yes.
And we should always be ready to bring in solutions.
Yes.
Yes.
And especially when you're a leader. And it comes to matters of peace. Can you be the person who is practicing that first? Depending on you as a leader. Can we see peace from you? Can you be the person bringing it? So that we can see it. Can you be the person helping us to ensure? And you realize there's tension between us. Can you come in and try to let us have peace? Can you create procedures that will lead us to have peace?
It's true. We have to come to that place. Yes, she felt sidelined. Yes, she felt overlooked and all that. But what next?
Yes, what next?
What do we do? Yes, the peace has been challenged, but what next?
Yes.
And that's where we now have to go back to communication.
Yes.
Me and you, the ones who are in conflict, we try and resolve that conflict.
Yes.
And sometimes we'll find it's not possible between us.
Yes.
So we'll have to go a step further and look for we have tried to negotiate between ourselves, but it has not worked. So we go to a step further, where we now bring in a mediator.
A mediator.
Somebody to speak, to mediate between me and you.
Yes.
And we have even seen it in our country before, where there was violence and conflict there before. People came from outside to try and bring peace.
When we couldn't agree.
When we couldn't agree. So we have to look for remedies. It has to be intentional. Who can come between us and talk to us and return the peace? And don't ignore those issues that are bringing or are challenging the peace within the organization. Don't ignore them. Because sometimes we just let them pass. But you know, when you just let something pass unsolved,
it's going to still be there. And remember, I say this thing is internal.
Yes.
And when I'm having a problem with you, it's not just physical.
Yeah.
It is inside.
Yes, it's coming from deep.
It's
inside.
Deep inside.
Yeah.
So other than for us who know the Lord, and we can actually also pray for ourselves and pray for that peace and even seek God to help us.
Yeah.
We are calling upon us to try and sort those issues that are affecting peace.
Yeah.
If there was a problem, there was a misunderstanding because it comes in, please come in.
It's true.
You know, I realized, for example, I was involved in a certain organization that there was a merger. And you realize what happens in when there are mergers and these acquisitions in organizations, there are very many changes that come in.
Yeah.
And during that it affects how people are placed, even at work.
Yeah.
Because maybe two of us were administrators, we need one.
Yeah.
Because now we've come together.
What happens to the
what
other
happens to the other person? So if you don't handle such situations well,
Yeah.
because this person, some may have to leave, others may remain within the organization, but others may be required to take positions that they were not doing before. Because this person was a good person, this other person was also doing well,
Yeah.
you cannot let them go, but you need to reorganize.
Yes.
And I realize that if this process is not handled well, it hurts people.
Yeah.
It hurts. So you need to come in and be able to explain.
Yeah.
Have a sitting with these people. Let them understand why this direction, why you have to move from here to here is because of 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
It's not that you are less privileged.
Yes.
It's not that you're less important.
Yeah.
But we as an organization, we want to have you. We want to retain you.
Yeah.
But due to the changes that are happening, we cannot have two people in this position.
It's true.
This is something else you can also grow in and have that dialogue.
Yeah.
Listen also to the other person, because
It's
sometimes we
true.
don't listen, we just to give instruction. So these processes that happen within the organization need to be handled well so that we can be at peace with everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not just assuming because we want to retain you, just sit. No.
Yeah.
You may hurt me.
It's
I may
true.
not be productive.
Yeah. And that is very true.
Yeah.
When it comes to conflict resolution, that intentional, somebody is speaking and another one is listening.
Yeah.
It has to be done.
Yes.
It doesn't matter how far or what time it will take.
Yes.
But at least let somebody come to bar. At least they feel, even though it has gone this way,
yes,
I have been told ABCD.
Yes.
That explanation, it is very vital. Yeah.
Beautiful. I know we should be closing this program. And I go back to our verse.
Yeah.
That whether someone is a leader, whether someone is being led, you know, we always say there's the person leading and the follower.
Yeah.
You have a responsibility as a person.
Yes.
To try as much as possible to live in peace with everyone.
Yeah.
And more so here in workplace.
Yeah.
We're going to see you every day, 8 hours. I spend a lot of time with you. Then it cannot be bad. It needs to be good. I need to be at peace with you. Maybe your final words as we close the program.
Thank you, Beatrice. I would like to call upon us, especially as believers.
Yes.
Just as the word says in Philippians 4, from verse 6, it says, you be anxious for nothing. I think the opposite of peace is that anxiety and turmoil and all that. And it has given us some points there.
Yeah.
You pray, you take your supplications to God, and you be always in thanksgiving. Look for things to thank God for.
Yes.
Then that peace, He'll give you peace beyond all these things that we have been saying, beyond everything that our minds can understand. And you'll find that you are enjoying the peace of God. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that is what we need.
Yeah.
And Jesus actually could tell his disciples, peace I leave unto you.
Yeah.
Because peace is key. Peace is key.
Yeah.
And I believe that wherever you're working, you desire to have peace with everyone, peace with your employees, peace with your employer, peace even in our families.
Yes.
Please, let's do what is possible with us so that we can live at peace. Because the moment you're at peace, things will be different, we become more productive, and we will achieve more. This has been Empower. My name is Beatrice Chuchu. God bless you and have a peaceful week.